Hey guys, it's Kirsten, and I thought I would share a little bonus content with you. So I'm going to show you the Flip It action that I sell in my store, the Photographers Collaborative. And let's find that here. Okay, so the Flip It action. So this is one of my favorites, and I actually use this a lot. Use it in the studio with Seamless, and when I shoot dance. And I thought this would be a perfect image to use it on. Okay, so it actually flips one side of the image on to the other, and it's on a black layer mask, which is concealing, so the white brush will reveal. So so you're gonna click D makes it black and white, and then X, we want to bring the white to the foreground. Let's make the brush, and we want to make sure it's nice and soft. So right click and make sure it's at 0% hardness. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint one side onto the other side. Now we're going to accidentally see her, which is fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to click X. We're going to use the bracket key to get really small, and we're going to paint what we don't want to see, which is her. There we go. Or I should say the other side of her. Okay, so now it looks almost like she's in like a trellis of whatever that is. It's not lilac, wisteria or something. Okay, so I actually love this. So I'm going to go ahead and flatten it because I'm a flattener. Okay, so something else that I did that I loved was I'm going to add a little sun flare to it. So I'm going to place embedded, and then I'm going to go to my overlays, my overlay folder. Now I have some from Florabella that I love, but you can get them anywhere. Now, when you have a light overlay with a black background, you use the screen mode, which I will show you in a minute. I'm going to get it to the right, how I want it to look here. Double click. Okay, so we're going to put the blending mode here to screen. I'm going to use the move tool here to move it where I want it. Okay, so because you can see the hard edge right here, we're going to go ahead and put a layer mask, which we're now experts with. So a white layer mask, we're going to use a black brush because we always want the opposite. And we're just going to kind of do it all blendy here. You can see a little bit down here. I want it to be on her hair because you don't want a weird halo. So you want it to be a little bit on her skin, a little bit on her dress, a little bit here and there. But I'm going to take it off of her face. So what I usually do is go on, off, just to see if it makes sense where it all is. Like I want it on her hair and her shoulder. She's got a weird tattoo or something on her arm. I'm going to revisit. Okay. And I think with the sun on it, it also doesn't make it look too makes the two sides look completely weird symmetrical. I'm gonna zoom up. Okay, I don't know what that is. That looks like a little something goopy got on her arm. So I think the quickest way to do that might be the patch tool. Actually, you know what? I have another idea. So we could bring that down. Actually, you know what? That did a perfect idea. That did it perfectly. Another way to do it, I'm just going to show you, would be to use the lasso tool and then hit the backspace and do content aware. cross your fingers. I'm superstitious. That actually worked perfect as well. So lovely. Okay, so one thing that I've been playing with that I'm absolutely obsessed with, I'm going to go ahead and show you, is a plugin for Photoshop called Portrait Pro. So it's a standalone, or you can use it as a plugin. So I'm going to use it as the plugin. So I'm going to do Control J so it's on a separate layer so I can show you the before and after. And I'm going to do Filter and then Portrait Pro. And it's going to load up here. And then she's a girl. Okay, so I'm going to turn off face sculpting. Actually, it just makes her lips a little fuller. So maybe I'll leave it on because it actually isn't really doing a whole bunch. I like what it's doing with her, just smoothing out her face a little bit. So I'm going to show you the skin lighting because I'm totally obsessed with this. So you can actually see how that's ghoul lighting. You always want the lighting to come from up. And then I put that fake sun in the upper left-hand corner. So I can tell this where to go so it matches the sun that we just did. Like, how obsessed is that? And then you can have the shadows kind of matching. Oh my gosh. So I like what it does with the eyes. I always shut off the nose contrast because I think it makes the nostrils too dark, and that to me looks a little bit weird. I like everything else. I'm going to shut off the hair. I like the skin coloring, actually. The temperature, I think, looks good. Tint looks good. Exposure looks good. Brightness looks good. I'm going to leave that. That looks good. That all looks good. And then I'm going to hit return from plugin. And I'll show you the before and after. So it's on another layer, so I can shut off the layer, and that's before and after. Okay, it's a little heavy-handed, so I'm going to bring the opacity down to like, let's start at like 50. That's much better. I'm going to zoom out. I do not like it on the background, so you know what we can do? We can add the layer mask, which is what? White. So we get a black brush. And we can just go vroom. But see how I faked it to make it match up with the fake sun that we put in. And we won't tell anyone. We completely altered the whole time of day it was. And we're not going to tell anyone. Okay, so the Flip It action, I'm going to give a 50% off code. It's in my store, which is the Photographers Collaborative. All that information I will share to you. And let's see, the code will be 50OFF BBS. 50OFFBBS. How does that work for you? I think that sounds awesome. So thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Bye.